If you've ever spent any time around heavy iron, you already know the golden rule: cardio kills gains. This anxiety actually has a formal name in the scientific literature: the interference effect. It all traces back to a landmark 1980 study by a researcher named Robert Hickson. Hickson found that strength gains eventually tanked when his subjects mixed endurance and resistance training. But here's the catch: his subjects were doing grueling running and cycling 6 days a week, right on top of a heavy lifting program. Because of that extreme baseline, an entire generation of lifters started skipping the treadmill entirely. They left crucial benefits on the table: missing out on enhanced work capacity, improved nutrient delivery to their tissues, and basic heart health. The research suggests that the interference effect is a manageable logistical hurdle rather than an insurmountable biological barrier. Building muscle while training your heart requires precise coordination, not total avoidance. By treating endurance and strength as tunable variables, we can transform a potential conflict into a measurable training synergy. To solve this, we first have to look at the microscopic level. Variable 1, the molecular pathway. When we ask our bodies to run miles and lift heavy weights, we trigger a biochemical tug-of-war. This graphic illustrates the internal signaling at play. In the lower body, glowing blue lines represent AMPK, an enzyme triggered by cardio to burn fat. Upward into the chest, orange pathways represent mTOR, the chemical signal activated by heavy resistance to build muscle. The concern is that AMPK actively suppresses mTOR. But that chemical interference only happens if you force those two pathways to compete at the exact same time. That brings us to variable 2, timing. We can prevent this molecular traffic jam just by manipulating how we schedule our day. On this timeline, the red zone shows the worst scenario: intense cardio immediately before lifting, causing direct interference. The green section shows a compromise: lifting before cardio. But for optimal results, the yellow sequence shows a 6-hour separation between sessions. Because the chemical spike from AMPK begins to subside within a few hours of finishing your cardio, this 6-hour window allows your internal signaling to return to baseline. This prevents the endurance signals from drowning out your muscle-building adaptations, ensuring both sessions are effective. With the daily timeline sorted, we have to zoom out to the broader week. Variable 3 is volume and frequency, the specific threshold where cardio starts to compromise strength. This chart maps cardio frequency against muscle growth. The glowing green pillars show the sweet spot. 2 to 3 weekly sessions yield health without costing size. Moving into the red daily territory, excess endurance volume actively degrades strength and mass. Variable 4 is mode. The mechanical demands of the exercise determine the degree of interference. Running is disruptive because of the mechanical stress. Every time your foot strikes the pavement, it creates high-impact eccentric loading. That repeated shock causes micro tears in the muscle tissue, compromising your ability to recover for your next heavy leg day. Switching to low-impact modalities solves this mechanical problem. Activities like cycling, rowing, or swimming push your cardiovascular system hard, but they spare your leg tissues from that destructive pounding. By keeping your total weekly volume in check and trading high-impact running for low-impact cycling, you eliminate the physical damage that typically sabotages a lifter's recovery. When we combine these variables into a single programming strategy, the path for the hybrid athlete is straightforward. Cap your cardio at 2 to 3 weekly sessions, prioritize low-impact machines, and maintain at least a 6-hour buffer from your heavy lifting. Once you implement this structure, the interference effect becomes a non-factor for most trainees. A conditioned cardiovascular system provides a concrete performance benefit. You clear metabolites faster, handle higher training volume, and recover more efficiently. You don't have to choose between carrying serious muscle mass and having a highly conditioned heart. When you move past gym rumors and program intelligently, cardio doesn't kill your gains. It builds the exact engine you need to sustain them.